To say this is less than a full circle moment would be a complete understatement. We've got the current Bisons with the old biddy sitting here. Welcome to this episode of Beers with Beauties.
Doesn't matter if you got Coors, Busch, Bud Light, or a local shop's IPA. All beers are welcome at Beers and Beauties, baby. Let's go.
So, of course, it's status quo that as soon as we get some university athletes here, the table is full of booze. You guys are ready to rock and roll. And I'm so excited to have you guys here, not only to hear about your guys' journey, the Bisons this year, but there's been so much stuff happening with women's hockey right now. Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous. And the first thing, Kimmy, I want to just jump right out the gate. How much as a goalie do you hate the Michigan?
Oh man, that was insane. Man, I haven't been scored on that way, but if it does, that would just be an absolute sewer.
Because the skill to be able to, and then we've got the full package here today. We got a goalie, a D, and a forward. Yeah. We're going to start some heavy debates today. But as a forward, how much guts would that take to legit?
I would never.
We go to practice every day and practice this before it actually starts, and I just can't do it. It's not a skill I have.
We were talking in the dressing room, and we're like, I would have to scoop it off of the back of the net
on the boards or something.
Get it up. And then I don't know which way you go.
Yeah. Honestly, when I see them start doing that, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna go shoot the puck against the boards or something. I
guess I'm gonna go hang out over here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna exercise left real quick.
That's amazing. Well, for the people tuning in today, thank you so much for being here. We have U of M women's Bisons hockey team with us today. I am a very, very proud alumni of the program. We have Aimee Davidson. I literally looked over at the blue and was like, Aimee Davidson.
Let's get them all in there.
It's all good.
You know what I mean, though? The blue, look at your fit today. Man. Look at your fit.
Shuby said I looked like someone from the Blue Man Group, so...
That I'm not even surprised by that with Shuby and Bob.
Sure.
So we got Kimmy Davidson, Aimee Patrick, Hanna Bailey, all coming to Bisons from different places, completely different journeys, different positions. This is wild today, ladies. This can go in so many different directions. So you guys were let's talk about this past weekend. Mm-hmm. She was wild.
She was wild. Yeah.
Wild. How many times in your guys' career have you ever had double OT back-to-back wins?
Never.
Not very many, no.
Mm-mm.
So to set the stage for people, Mount Royal was just in town this past weekend. Bison's coming out on top both games in double OT. Hanna, how hard did you sully?
I sullied pretty hard. We didn't know if the second game, we didn't know if the goal would have counted because they blew the whistle, and then she kind of put her arm down signaling it was a goal. So I was looking around, and then I was like, oh, we just won. Let's get in there.
It wasn't until our celly started that she was like, okay, I guess.
Yeah, we sold it.
Yeah, honestly, I was on the bench, and I was just like, do I go? I just opened the bench or opened the gate, and I just went. And I was just like, we got it, guys. We did it again.
Yeah.
That is the golden rule
of
hockey.
No time to discuss. Just go.
Just act like you won the whole dance and just get out of there. Yeah. Don't even wait. Don't even wait.
Yeah.
So who was it? Was it Bird the Word that scored this OT winner?
There's some debate.
Oh, baby. See, this is why we podcast. We debate. You know, there's a bit of debate. Yeah. Why? Were you a part of it, Aimee? I'm looking in your eyes right now. You're out there.
I thought it was between me and Molly. I didn't know if I got a stick on it. I didn't know if it was after the goal line or before. Oh, so I thought, okay, either me, but I think it was the Mollinator. So,
the Mollinator.
But then you rewatch it and you see Birdie's stick too, so you don't even know.
Oh my God. Just as long as she goes in, you know what I mean?
It doesn't matter to me.
Just as long as she goes in. Was it describe the battle a little bit this weekend? Was it a physical battle with, Mount Royal? And I'm such a fan of their head coach, Scotty. I think he's just such a great coach, great guy. And I think that they've come into the league and been a force since day one.
Absolutely.
And so I'm like, was it just a hard-nosed battle weekend, or what was this weekend like?
I think it was a bit of a mental battle too, because we were down both games there for a while. So we just had to push through for both of them. And first one I was like, okay, that's kind of a fluke. We all felt pretty freaking good.
Yeah, honestly, like it felt like two playoff games. Like each team was going so hard, and it was just whoever deserved it more, I guess.
That's unreal. I love that. I love those games that are regular season. They're not even playoff, and you walk away and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
That was legit. So who's up next?
UBC.
Oh, baby.
Oh my god.
And they're kicking at the top of the podium, aren't they?
In all of Canada, I think, too.
Yeah.
So
It's going to be a fun weekend for sure.
Yeah.
Well, definitely coming off this high that you guys are on right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So are you guys home or away?
We're home.
Bring them to the Wayne Fleming.
Pack the phlegm, baby.
Yeah.
I still catch myself a little bit calling it Max Bell.
Oh yeah, I did.
So I'm like Max Bell Center. I
Same
it's
thing.
just ingrained. And sometimes even with U Sport, I still call it CIS. Everyone's like, what? I'm like, oh, shoot. U Sport.
Yeah.
So we got UBC up next. What are we going to do, ladies? How are we going to beat them?
Play the body.
Play the
There are
body.
some big girls on that team. You just got to lay into them.
They throw some big bodies in front too. It's really hard to see, but honestly, I think we got them.
Yeah.
I think we can do it.
I'm a big fan of that. How many times are you tossing the blocker out there to get them out of the
so
way?
many. Man, our first game this year was against them in UBC. And the amount of pushes and shoves that I had to get to even see the puck, even from the point or up close, it was a battle for 60 minutes. But,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They're weird. I coach right now in the AAA league in Winnipeg, and we had a pretty wild weekend. But these units that are on these other teams, they just park them in front of the net. I'm like, well, ladies, get out there. Just get them out. I don't know.
What we do with Smokes here.
Well, yeah, I think
Set
we
her
had
in front.
a lot of success this weekend because Shubes was the one to really put it in our heads that we got to have traffic and options in front of the net. And then we had a lot of success with that.
Yeah.
I love that. And we're definitely going to get into, being coached by not only the only Amanda Schubert, but also Jordy Zacharias. So we're definitely going to get into that because those two are beauty status through and through. But let's go back to the beginning of your guys' season. So you guys went to France.
Yes.
Yeah.
Went to a couple places.
We went to
we went
France,
all over.
Belgium, Netherlands. Yeah, it was great.
I'm deciding now how to react because in all my 5 years, guess where we went?
Where'd you go?
Yorkton.
Nice.
Hey, we did too.
We just went. Yeah.
You think France is cool? You've been to Yorkton?
Oh my gosh.
So you guys had an awesome time there. Walk me through playing. It was the national team of France and the Dutch national team.
Yeah.
Because I do have a special question about this. What are they called? The Bee Queens? The
Queen
Bees.
The Queen Bees, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go. So you're playing hockey against Beyonce, or?
Yeah.
I wish. That would be so cool.
That was the London team. Yeah. And their age range was 14 to 36. They had a 14-year-old on that team, and their oldest player was 36 years old, and we're all just like, okay. And then they didn't have any goalies.
Yeah, so we had to swap some goalies for them.
So I played the first period on their team against our team.
Come on, you didn't let any in, did you?
Maybe. I had 23. Girl, I had 23 shots in the first period.
You'd skate by Kimmy and you hear her cheering for us though.
I was like, I was like, Hanna, that was a good one, bro. He's all good. I'm not even mad about that.
Sick shot, bud. So you're in France and you're playing the national team of France. Did you get to meet them? Did you go out for dinner and hang out, or what?
A funny story.
Yeah, that was actually a really funny story.
You go for it.
Yeah, so basically after I think our second game, because we played them twice, we're supposed to have dinner with them or something, and they canceled. And I don't really know why, but we're supposed to have this French national kind of dinner with them and just sit down, have conversations with them, about culture and all that kind of stuff. But after, they're like, ordered us a bunch of pizza, and we waited like an hour in like the hallway, and we're just like, okay, I mean.
And this pizza is not like pepperoni and
No.
cheese, like not your
No.
regular pizza. Like it was just so random.
Yeah.
The
we ate
rinks
a
like
lot of pizza in
We
France.
did eat a lot of
and
pizza in France.
None of it was what I expected.
no.
So walk us through that. What's on it? You're opening
I
up the
don't-
lid.
I don't even remember. Like it was like thick, lots of
blocked
cheese.
that out of my memory.
It was literally like pasta pizza.
Yeah, there's like
Yeah, we went to this one restaurant. It was super cute and
yeah,
super nice.
it was like down
Vibey.
deep,
Yeah,
like
it was
basement style.
brick and lighting,
Yeah.
like so nice. And
Yeah.
then it was just like flatbread with like Alfredo sauce on
Yeah,
it.
or like
And that
cream
was
with
it.
mushroom with the little
so
ham
nasty.
slices on there.
And they gave us like 15 of these pizzas,
Yeah.
and those were just that.
Yeah.
Whoa.
No hate
That's-
to France though.
No hate to France. No,
if you have
guys.
France viewers, no
Honestly,
hate.
like, I'm glad I tried it because I was like, like this is how France makes their pizza. Like,
Yeah.
good to know.
Yeah.
You gotta live.
Yeah.
You gotta live in the moment. Even though Aimee did just say I had an out of body experience.
I was expanding my taste buds, so
Yeah,
I appreciate
okay.
the experience.
Are you like a plain chicken and veggies kind of gal or what?
Actually, I'm not. I would say this girl
Yeah, I'm
is
picky.
is
Oh,
picky.
yeah.
Oh lordy. Can you
Yeah.
be picky when you're on a hockey team?
Depends on the weekend. If you're getting
Yeah.
per diem, then no. But if it's scheduled meals, I guess you just have
Yeah.
to eat it. But
Yeah, even
gotta
our
eat.
scheduled meals are like pretty basic, just like spaghetti or like a
Yeah.
sandwich or
And we
something like
have-
that, which is fine.
girls on our team
Yeah.
like picking that stuff for us, so we kind of get
Sometimes
to say
we get,
our
like,
opinions.
options.
Yeah, which is great. Yeah.
That's where you buddy up with the meal.
Yeah,
side.
exactly.
Yeah.
Hey girl,
Yeah.
how you feeling? Loving some steak this
So
weekend.
that's the move for this weekend.
Yeah.
Let me know if you need
Yeah.
any ideas. I got you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
Honestly, like one of the questions too that I want to get into with you guys is the next step after Bisons, because for you guys now, this is an option for you to go play overseas or to go be
Yeah.
able to do something like that. And
Yeah.
it's like, you forget how much of a luxury it is to be able to just show up at the airport
Absolutely.
and get on a plane and just go live the dream.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The first time I went to the airport after I stopped playing, and I was like, wait a second. I don't just like put my name in and
Yeah.
my ticket
Yeah.
comes out and I
Yeah.
get on the plane.
Literally.
Yeah.
Like it's, and too, that Bisons get, I think, the most flights in Can West. Am I
For
true?
sure,
I
yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess in BC probably maybe.
They would probably bus to Calgary and like all those other. They have like 3-4 teams in like Alberta, so they might travel there, but I'm not too sure.
I'm pretty sure Bisons still fly the
Yeah.
most
Yeah.
out of anybody.
I'd say so.
That's sick. That's the best way to travel.
Yeah.
So let's continue on with your preseason. You go off, you have pizza in France, and then now you come home, you go to Yorkton, but now you're off to the States,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Those are always crazy tournaments. How do
It
you
was so
guys
fun,
feel?
yeah.
How do you guys feel about getting down there and playing those teams?
It's really interesting to see just like how much of like development is there and like the girls. Like U Sports is good for Canada, but you go there and the girls are just like insane. Like you just don't even know what to do when you get on the ice
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, it's a big. And I've tried to think about it a lot of times because when we would go down and play UND when they had a team and stuff, and
Oh, right.
you kind of are like, oh my God, we have our bus that goes under your arena. And I've got this
That's
crazy
insane.
story too about when we were underneath and we played UND and we won,
Oh my
by the way.
gosh.
For the record,
Wow.
3-2. I'll never forget it. We won
That's
3-2.
sick.
They hit it.
Oh my gosh.
Nobody knew about it. We won. It was unreal. And they were like, yeah, no big deal. And they didn't put it anywhere for anybody to know. I'll always
I
know.
hope you guys
3,
got some clout,
2.
man.
And we were under, and then they were like, you guys got to get your bus out of here from underneath, whatever.
What?
And they're like, Carrie Underwood's at the top waiting to get underneath because she's got a show here tonight.
Oh my gosh.
So we're like running up the ramp to see Carrie Underwood, like hockey out the window. We're like, Carrie, come on, girl, toss us a wave. We didn't end up seeing her because it was
Oh,
like
man.
tour bus after tour
Yeah,
bus. You know what I mean?
I bet.
She was coming in hot.
Wow.
But it's like you get down to those schools and you see this, whatever. But the one thing I will say about it is you can see pretty quick that their recruiting budgets are through the roof.
Absolutely.
Insane amount of
Their
money.
facilities were unreal.
Right.
So nice.
Beautiful.
It's like the men's hockey have a different rink than women's hockey too.
Yeah.
Like it's just like I can't fathom having that much money to do that, you know?
Yeah, that's
like,
insane.
And I think it was, I can't remember. It wasn't St. Cloud because they've got maybe it was Minnesota, and you walked in and they had all the girls that played in the Olympics across their wall.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
You're just sitting on the bench and you look up and they're all listed there too.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, good start.
Sweet flex. 100%. So those are, they're always really good games to go down and experience and be a part of, right?
Yeah.
But the one thing for me that's always been, is it's so close. It's like Minnesota's 6 hours away,
Yeah,
and it's
absolutely.
like unreal hockey being played. It's like we should just toss Manitoba in there too. Just get us in, just mix it
Get
up
us
a
in
little
there.
bit.
Get us in there.
on.
Get us in that league.
That's right. So let's dial back a bit here to your guys' upbringing because you're from BC. Kimmy, sorry for the people that are not watching and that are on the podcast. Kimmy's from BC. Aimee is from Peg City. And we got Hanna from Regina.
good old sass.
Good old sass, baby.
sass.
How's that bunny hug?
It's good. A
Come
little
on.
bit hot. It's getting hot in here.
So, Kimmy, let's start off with your development coming through BC because you ended up going to Delta, right?
Yeah.
So was the dream always going to Delta to get recruited, or was it just kind of you want to just keep playing at the highest level you can and keep going?
Yeah, honestly, like after like grade 10, I knew like I wanted to play higher caliber hockey, not necessarily really knowing that university was an option. So then I played AAA in the Okanagan, which is kind of like where I'm from. I had to travel like hours for practice there and there. Like my dad came from work and he was just driving nonstop 3 times a week, 4 times a week. And it was just like, it was a lot. And like the hockey wasn't great. There was very diluted. And there was like one team that was like really stacked and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, you know what? Like I really like found that I wanted to play university hockey and I just didn't think I was going to get there playing in that league. So that's where my dad and I kind of looked around and were like, yeah, I think Delta is like the best fit. And I had some friends on that team and I toured there and I was like, yeah, like this would be great for me. And then, yeah, Delta was just an amazing experience.
Yeah. So walk us through Delta. So it's in the CSSHL.
Yep.
It's a sports school.
Yep.
And so was it like modified school schedule? Was it like training in like every single day? Like walk us through your experience at Delta.
Yeah, honestly, like I billeted in Richmond. So it was like a good half an hour drive every day with my billet sister. So we got really tight, which was really awesome.
There you go.
So in early morning, we had like 8 o'clock or like we had scheduled workout. And then right afterwards, we had practice. And then we'd have like our lunch break or like we'd have like an English class at the rink. And then we'd go to school for the last like 2 blocks of the day. And then we'd go home.
And it's funny to think because like when I tell people about a hockey modified school schedule, people are like, no way. I'm like, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah, absolutely.
there's no way that I would go to a full school day.
Yeah.
Like I would
No.
never, because I went to Warner and I would never go to a full school day.
And I was
no chance.
I was honestly quite nervous because like I've never like played hockey every day of my life. Like I hadn't like trained that hard, so I was kind of scared that I was gonna get burnt out or like all that kind of stuff. But it honestly like grew my love for the game, and I was like, you know what, I could do this for however many years left that I have, and I'm just blessed that I got the opportunity.
Amen. What? Like I agree because I think getting up to that level literally showcases if you want it or not.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I know you're a part of the CSSHL as well too with the St. Mary's Flames. So walk us through that, Aimee Patrick. What was that like for you?
Well, my sister played there before me. She's 6 years older than me, so after seeing her go through it, I was like, yeah, that's where I'm going. That's what I want to do. It just looked like fun. Went to St. Mary's in 10th 9th grade, played on the prep team in 10th grade. Didn't get to miss any school. It was practice after school every day, and then usually workouts 3 times a week after practice, except Tuesdays it was 6 a.m., 5:50 a.m. practice.
Good. Good. That's a good time.
Yeah, that was a blast. Love that wake up. Still would always end up late for school somehow.
So let's set the record straight for all the people that know about St. Mary's Academy and know about the whole look of it. Are there tunnels at the bottom of that school that lead to houses in that neighborhood?
There are tunnels, and I know there are tunnels that lead over to the school across the street to Kelvin. I've never heard or know anything about them leading to houses.
Okay,
But
here we go.
Can't deny,
that.
not deny.
Wow.
Just totally off hockey track. I've just needed to know that for
fair.
years.
Yeah, that's fair.
For years. So never got to miss any school. But was the transition for you from, AA hockey in Winnipeg to all that travel? What was that like for you to go from that to?
Yeah. Well, Larry Bumstead's the coach, and I played spring hockey with him since I was like 6 years old. So I was always used to his coaching, and he's a pretty strict guy, but liked to follow a regimen, a schedule, and kind of got used to that by 10th grade. Definitely took a couple weekends on the road to get used to, but it's something you got to adapt to pretty quickly if you want to stay successful, I guess.
Well, for sure, especially in hockey, it's like literally at the youngest age that you can get used to traveling because we just talked about, the best hockey or good hockey is like you have to travel. There's no way around it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some rebels up in here.
Hanna.
Regina.
Let's go.
Rebels.
Reg.
Because I always I've got family in Regina,
Oh, nice.
So I have a special spot for that city. Did anybody chirp you for coming to Winnipeg from Regina? Be real. No one's listening.
I don't know. Not
Just kidding. No one from Regina is listening. You can be real.
Not really chirps. They kind of just ask me how it is, and they're like, it's kind of the same, except downtown here is iffy, but isn't it everywhere? I'm sure Regina's just as bad. So
That's so funny.
it's not too bad. They keep the chirps down.
They keep the chirps down. That's good. So you were just in this Sask, I'm just AAA loop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the
And
whole
so
time.
was that a lot of travel for you? Because I'm pretty sure it's open regions there, right? You can really go to any team that you want.
Yeah, we would travel all around Sask, Prince Albert, Saskatoon. So it'd be every weekend you're going at least 2 hours away, or the max is 4 hours on a bus. You don't get to fly like we do. So it was, I don't know, sometimes it could be brutal because you're just tired from the week of school and practice, but it was fun going around. You got to see Sask.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And so who was your biggest rival?
Oh, I don't know. I think maybe Saskatoon.
Saskatoon Stars.
Yeah, they were, my first 2 years, they would just crank everyone. And then my last year, we kind of started picking it up a bit and we finally beat them. So I think that was our biggest rival.
Now, I love that. There's so many. I remember way back in the day recruiting for Bisons, of recruiting Saskatoon Stars. And there was Sophie Shirley that was on it.
Insane.
Yeah.
Insane. Yeah.
I was recruiting the whole rink, but my eyes were just watching her the whole time.
They had the McKenna Parker, who plays, I think, in Boston now, just an insane team. I don't know, so much talent.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Do you agree with the open regions in Sask? Do you agree with that something that should be done?
What do you mean by open regions?
So if you live in Regina, you can try out for Sask. For Saskatoon.
Yeah, I feel I agree with that. There's a lot of girls in Regina that don't get the opportunity to play for Regina just because there are so many girls and there's a very limited amount of spots. So if they have an opportunity to go elsewhere but stay in Sask, all for it.
I could not agree more because it's like I see girls get sewered so much by not being able if you're a bubble player.
Yeah.
Then it's like you go from being a part of a potential AAA program or whatever, and then it's like if you don't make it just because you're in this stacked region, then you have to go down. Like, how does that make sense? And then you got other regions that are so ridiculous that don't get any development or anything, right?
Going down, like playing midget AA in Regina is a big step down from AAA for sure. Like you won't really develop. I don't know. It's hard.
It's the same everywhere.
Yeah.
It's the same everywhere. And that's why getting a part of these teams is so competitive is because everybody realizes the drop is like a cliff. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So because SAS does it and Alberta does it, and I'm all for it because when I see how strong, like especially the Rebels, and we've had Rebels alumni on here, Erica Reeder.
We just talked to her actually. Yeah.
Oh, no way.
About her new cycling journey she's on. Pretty sick.
Yeah, we talked to Hovey and Reeder.
Oh,
great.
nice.
Yeah.
Just through like a
Zoom call.
Zoom call.
Yeah.
Oh, no way. Were they motivating you guys?
Oh,
A little bit. Yeah. A little.
That was the whole point.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's get into that a little bit because I think that is one of the, I guess, core aspects of it when you get to this level is you just want to compete.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when you meet somebody like Erica Reeder, who's like, I will be in the Olympics. Like there's no part of me that doesn't believe that I'm going to be looking at Erica Reeder, in some type of Canada uniform because she's going to figure it out. She's just absolutely incredible.
Right.
But like, is that what it is for you guys too? This sense of compete and that's what drives you every single day? Or is it, camaraderie in the room? Like what makes you want to continue to be the best at a university level? Kimmy, I see you nodding away over there. Let's go.
Man, just like competing in practice, man, like, earning your spot is huge. Like I've never been handed anything, like really for anything, hockey wise. So it's like, it's just time to compete, time to earn your spot, time to like, get ready to play if your name's been called and like you want to play the best that you can. So you want to like practice hard, work out hard, like be the best teammate you can and just try to be the best that you can for your team when the time comes.
And like, I would assume that you two would agree.
Yeah.
Because
definitely.
I think that there's a weird thing kind of happening of this word compete with young women coming up. They feel like compete is mixed in with their self-value. Yes. And so as soon as you lose a battle or as soon as you don't get called, it's like, well, I better pack it in. I'm shit. And it's like,
absolutely.
I think that one of the biggest things we need to do as athletes is talk about this a lot more in the fact of you as an athlete and you as a human being are completely separate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You mean, do you agree?
Yeah. I feel like the competition, I just feel it like within me. Like I don't feel like I'm competing with teammates. I just feel like I need to be good enough for my teammates. So it's like kind of that mental game.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah, that's how I feel too.
That's a perfect way of putting it because it's I find team sports because we talk a ton on this podcast about the difference between team sports and individual sports. Like the LPGA is just skyrocketing right now. Like let's get real. Women are making millions playing golf, right? And it's like and tennis and no word of a lie, we had on a squash player, Team Canada squash player.
Slay.
You know what I mean? Zoomed us from her villa in Egypt.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no flex at all.
Wow.
The sun was
even
coming
imagine.
down on the screen. We're like, okay. Okay, Holly Naughton. Like she was just an absolute beauty, but they compete every day and it's an internal battle.
Yeah.
And it's interesting when you get into a team sport because it is an internal battle, but it's for other people.
Absolutely.
Right? So it's like, and especially from a goalie perspective, and this is one thing I will talk about Amanda Schubert until like ever. She was the absolute best teammate when her and Ratch were in net with one another, because didn't matter who was getting called. It was go time.
Yeah.
Like, is that dynamic for a goalie even more important? Do you know what I mean by that?
I mean, like having a good, like very, what's the word? Like,
Relationship, vibe.
When you got like a good core of like your goalies are like good friends and like you guys hype each other up and like you guys are very supportive of each other. That was the word I was looking for.
Supportive.
Yeah, that was the one I was looking for.
Off.
Yeah, like I think that's huge because like the only three of us know what it's like to be in that position. You know, like being a goalie is so different than being like a D-man or a forward. So it's like when you have your good support, like it's honestly great. Just knowing that your goalie's there for you and like gonna hype you up and just gonna, it's good. Yeah, it's great.
And I think that because it definitely with the team aspect of it too, like from a goalie perspective, you guys are always in your own little world.
Yeah.
As much as I ever try to talk goalie, I can't. I'm like, yeah, T-push, cool.
Yeah.
I can't talk the game, but from like a D perspective, right? Like if it's you and your partner, it's like you're competing to continue to have solid ice time, right? Like how do you guys manage that from the perspective of being competitive people and maybe you end up with someone that's like maybe a little bit lax? You know what I mean?
I think it's honestly just like learning from them sort of thing. Like they might lack, but they also have something that like I might not have. So I I think about it more, like think about doing other things differently, sort of like that.
I think you can both help each other in that situation. Like, I don't know, in one aspect you can help motivate them, while in another aspect they're helping you, you know, cool down a little bit and not give a shit so much, you know, about certain things.
Well, and that's definitely a conversation to be had of like, when you are competing for spots, it seems to be a little bit of like, oh, I don't know, like you obviously want the spot. Is there if there's a 12-year-old girl listening to this that's competing, what would you say to her if she's kind of in this position of really wanting to compete but not overstepping and sounding mean? Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, that's the biggest thing I find with girls and coaching girls over the last 100 years that I feel like I've been coaching girls is there's this internal competitive nature that women have.
Absolutely.
But they don't want to seem mean or they don't want to seem like a bitch to their teammate. How do we let younger girls know it is okay to be competitive?
I think this year, honestly, John has been really instilling like being honest with each other and just like everyone has a different way of communicating, but you also have to learn that everyone has a different way and just like getting to know someone to know how they can communicate with you, I think is really important.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Just in life too.
Just 100% just in life. You agree?
Yeah, I would agree.
Heavy head nod going on over there.
Definitely.
It's because one of the things as why we started Beauties Sports was to not only talk about the aspect side of things for parents to learn more about the opportunities that are actually available for their daughters, but also for young girls to listen to people like you that are in it, like in the trenches, and be like, yeah, it's all about supporting each other. It is. It's all about being competitive and embracing that competitive nature and being able to talk and being able to communicate. Like, I think there's a period of time where it's like, no, I need to win and everybody else. It's like, at the end of the day, we're a team.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we have to go full tilty together.
Yeah.
And there's also a point where like, if your name doesn't get called, like support your teammates, absolutely. But also use that as fire, like under your ass to like really get going. Like, okay, I'm going to do this extra. I'm going to do more of that. Or like, I'm going to get help with this. Like maybe I'll grab a few players and I'll test that out or something like that. Like use it as motivation and like be determined that like this is what you want, go chase it. Like don't sit back and like watch other people. Like if you want something and you want to work for it. and like, but also like support one another and like,
Yeah, just focusing on what you can control too,
Yeah.
because at the end of the
Absolutely.
day, you're going to improve when you're helping your teammates
Yeah.
and they're helping you.
Yeah.
So,
And have fun. Like,
yeah.
if I didn't enjoy coming to the rink every
Yeah.
day, I think it would just be so miserable. So
Yeah.
just having like fun with it and actually enjoying your time, I think will just help you like a large amount as well.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Wow. 3 key points. Let's go, ladies. Those were pretty spot on. That's amazing. So we talked about Reader and her motivational lifestyle of being an absolute beauty. What did Hoves have to say? Venla Hovey, just for everybody that is listening, is the head coach of the Riveters in the PHF, the Premier Hockey Federation, and also alumni of Bisons, and also a beauty.
Yeah.
So what did she have to say?
She was talking just about her Bison's experience and how their like team culture was back then, and sort of just how she motivated others and how like the other girls, because not everyone's going to motivate in the same way. Like Reader said, she was in the gym and that's how she kind of like got into it and got the others into it. So we talked about that for the majority of the time, I'd think.
Yeah, she talked a lot about like culture in the dressing room and how she took that and was able to do that with her own team now and coach that through. And a lot of times, like your team's your family. I mean, you don't really get to choose who you're there with. So you got to learn how to embrace it and learn how to create relationships with every single one of them.
Yeah, I think that's honestly one of the best things that athletes get the privilege of learning about is before you get into the world, you get to learn how to work with all different people and all different tendencies and all different communication types. Like you just said, Hanna, it's like we have to be able to interact as human beings. And that's actually where the golden nuggets are, is like, that's where you're going to get the most out of people. So when we talked about Reader, Hovey, now let's talk about Jordy Zacharias.
Yeah.
So Jordy Zacharias is the current assistant coach for the U of M Women's Bisons hockey team. Also an alumni, certified beaut once again. And so have you met anybody that will nerd out about hockey more than Jordy Zacharias?
No.
No.
That's why I wanted to ask, because I feel the same way. I was like, she could literally wake up in the morning, watch hockey all day, and then go to bed and be the happiest human being. I guess her dog would have to be there too.
Yeah.
She likes her dog a lot. Dude.
We love Dude.
So what is it like for you guys being current players and hearing from alumni? You know what I mean? Like, what does that mean for you guys to feel that come back into the program? And we talked about Shuby too, being a part of there. Like, I feel like there's a sense of connection you have, right?
Yeah,
just
absolutely.
right off the bat with wearing the same jersey and being a part of the same team. But like, there's a deeper connection there, you know? Like, it seems like you'd almost trust their word right off the bat.
Yeah.
I feel like you can really rely on Jordy because she's not just a coach, like she's your friend as well. She wore the jersey. She knows what it's like. So you can go to her for anything. I'm asking her questions every practice about just like the little things, what I need help with. And she's always there with an answer. So
Yeah.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And to see for me personally, to see women continue on within hockey is such a passion. It's like, there's nobody better in that position for me than Jordy because of she's grinded. She's seen everything. She was a skills coach. You know what I mean? Like full package deal.
Absolutely.
And she wore the same jersey as you guys. Like, how unreal is that?
Yeah.
Right? So when you guys are thinking about, I know you're all like babies in your university career, right? You still have a long way to go, but has it crossed your guys' minds about Bisons being a stepping stone in your hockey career and continuing on after? And once you get your 5th year in, where your career might take you?
For sure, yeah. I just like from Venla and I think Jordy was drafted, right?
To the PWHPA,
Yeah.
to
Like,
Team
just,
Scotiabank.
like seeing that and like having her there to talk to or like know your options sort of thing is really nice to have those. And they've gone through it and done it. So it's nice to have that.
Yeah, I think for me, like, since my first year and I found out that, you know, being a professional hockey player is a real thing out in Europe, like I've definitely had my head set on that since my first year. So being able to talk with other people who've been through the experience and who have like know a lot, have connections and everything with that. It was great to talk to like those guys and understand more about how I can get there and stuff like that.
Because I think that's one of the biggest things is, well, first and foremost, one of my biggest pet peeves when I go into a rink is when people say, for girls specifically, that hockey is just for fun and it's all about getting an education.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm like, of course. Since when is it not important for boys to get educations? Like,
for
what
sure.
are we talking about?
Yeah.
I think the biggest next step for female hockey is exactly what you guys just said. Understanding and knowing about the PWHPA, the PHF, you know, Europe. Those are all really good options for you to make a career playing hockey. You know? Like, so if you could choose, where you'd go, would it be, well, let's get real. The PWHPA is like,
If you get a call, like you're gonna go try out. Let's be real.
Let's be real.
Let's be real here.
let's be real. PWHPA, you're gonna go do the dance. But if it was between the PHF and the and going overseas, where would you be?
Overseas.
Yeah,
for
I'd say
me.
overseas for
It's
sure.
just like a different experience.
Scenery.
Yeah,
You're a scenery gal?
I feel like
I
the
think-
language.
Yeah, I
like
got the bug
everything.
after our trip. Like I want to go explore
Yeah.
and like play over there. I think it'd be so amazing.
Yeah, I think I would agree.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm on the same page. Just gonna focus on my next few years at UM first, though.
Yeah.
Still got a ways.
We still gotta play UBC next weekend.
You still got UBC next weekend, let's be real. And honestly, going to UBC, well, they're home this weekend, but going to UBC isn't that bad.
Oh no.
I think
It's
being in
great
like
trip.
being in
I guess
BC,
for you, it's
it was
like-
great. I saw a few people that I knew just like on the team who I played spring with, and lots of people who I played against with. So being in like a home kind of environment, even though it's not home, like it was really kind of like a fresh air.
Oh, I love it.
It's definitely the nicest place we go to. So,
Good
Yeah, it's kind of a blessing that I live there. So
Yeah, honestly, like anywhere in BC is beautiful. We always ran out into the ocean. Do you guys do that still?
Oh, that's a good idea.
we were
though.
right there too, though. Like
We-
that'd be so fun.
There was these statues in the right by our hotel, and then you go by the ocean. There was these statues. Do you know what I'm talking about, Kimmy, or am
Yeah,
I
I-
acting like a lunatic?
I
here?
don't know if we were around there,
We were,
but
like,
I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
downtown,
we were like
yeah.
downtown.
I've got
like
some
right-
funny stories about
Like right by right by Granville Island. We were right like across from there. It doesn't ring a bell. That's okay. That's
the
okay.
ocean.
It's like downtown.
Yeah, I have no idea. And that's another thing too. I had a teammate, Catherine O'Rourke, KO, and there was one time we had arguably one of the craziest, and you guys should ask Rempel about this, because
Big old rimps.
big old
good
Remps.
stories. That guy.
Remps has got some stories. You should ask him about the one time he was in the sauna and I was answering his phone. But don't. But
That's funny.
yeah, but we were what was I talking about? We were in UBC and there was these statues, and by the time we got home the tide would be out and we'd all run in, and it was like the best part of the trip. Like it was awesome.
It was like post game kind of thing.
Yeah, we snuck it in a couple times. But here's the thing too.
Pre-game
I know,
ritual.
Pre-game ritual all the time. And there was a cupcake shop across the cupcakes. So it was like Ocean Cupcakes Hotel.
Nice.
Let's roll. But there was one thing with BC. Oh no, with your guys' schedule, because now when you guys are on the road, you play Saturday, Sunday, or Friday, Saturday.
Friday night, Saturday afternoon.
Friday night, Saturday afternoon.
Was it different for you?
Oh, baby. We played 7 p.m.
Yeah.
Friday.
Yes.
7 p.m. Saturday.
Oh my gosh. Wait, would
See,
you play
here's the deal though. So, sorry, Kimmy.
Sorry, did you say you play 3 games?
No, just two.
Okay.
Just
I was
two.
like, oh my gosh.
So 7 and 7.
Okay.
Right, was our schedule.
That's insane.
You don't like it. A lot of head shaking. A lot of head shaking going on.
I'm trying to get right home after that.
So you're going to tell me that you flew right after that game at like 10 p.m.?
No chance.
Okay.
Nightlife, baby.
Oh my gosh, man.
Okay.
I would
think we
stay
need
for
to
that.
implement-
Yeah,
I would stay for
Think
that.
about that.
Like 10 p.m. in Vancouver, like downtown Vancouver. It's a blast.
It'd be too crazy.
So fun.
I don't know if John would like that.
I was like,
John
sorry
would
guys.
set the curfew.
You guys need to be in bed in 20 minutes.
Yeah, rink bed. Like you're not going out.
It's so funny to sit here with you guys because it's like if we had, so say if this was like a round table and we had the girls before my time on this side and you guys after my time on one side, the stories are,
my goodness.
So that was the thing. That was with when we went to U of C, UBC, anywhere we flew home at 6 a.m. the next morning.
Oh my gosh. So airport 4 a.m. kind of deal.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're not
you
even-
wouldn't sleep.
Yeah, not even going to bed, just staying
not
up.
even worth it.
Going right to the airport.
So now that I let you in on that information, would you go for a 7-7 schedule, or are you still with the 5 and the midday? Because I'm telling you,
I don't know.
a good time downtown
If
BC.
we in Vancouver,
Yeah, Vancouver.
definitely.
Yeah, anywhere else, I'm pretty dogged,
Oh, so it's by location.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
definitely.
sure.
Because one of the things I would say was really special for me specifically, and we called it a 5th year tour. So you a 5th year tour. And so when you were a 5th year, everywhere you went, it was either the rookies or somebody else essentially planning a night for you.
Oh, that'd be
because
fun.
it's like
Cool.
your last
Hurrah.
hurrah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So for me, and all the 5th years that we had, I had Kayla Duna and Chantel Despigliere for my graduating class.
nice.
It was like lights out. It was ridiculous.
That would be a blast. Wow.
So I feel like we're a little bit 50-50 now on the sketch.
I've heard some good stories about being a little hungover at the airport.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't know if I could fly like that.
I don't know if I could
That
fly
might
hungover.
be too much for me.
Yeah, a
little too much?
Yeah.
Puking in the bag.
I
Get in the
couldn't.
bag, run into the airplane toilet.
And John
not the
usually
fun.
just-
John
Get the
usually
stink
went
eye.
Guys on the wheelchair,
Yeah.
faking an injury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got too many stories, but it was, I understand the schedule the way that it is now. It's best for turnaround time, getting home, all that kind of stuff.
For sure.
Respect.
I think having the day off on Sunday is just kind of like why they pushed it.
It's also
I'd
nice.
say,
Yes.
Yeah, a day off for sure. Instead of being hungover on a plane.
Yeah.
Having to get right back at it on Monday.
Yeah, Monday circuits at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh, Lordy. Is that what it is now?
Yeah.
Bright and early tomorrow morning.
Let's go. Amazing. And it's funny because I just, so coaching, I coached against Rempel's daughter yesterday.
Nice.
And so I was talking with Jen Rempel,
Nice.
who has clearly been heavily invested in the Bison program.
Yeah, she was there this weekend. Yeah, it was great.
She said it was like madness.
It was.
It
Yeah,
was
it
like
was. It was.
madness.
Yeah.
Was.
Absolute madness. But what you guys need to do with Jen is push her to go on a UBC trip. It's like 22 years we've been trying to get that girl to UBC. And she's like, oh, next year I'll make it. And it's like, Jen, you would be the best time.
Okay. Should we push her to come to Trinity Western? Because we're coming to Trinity in like
that's
2
in
weeks.
Langley too.
Yes, in
Close to
Langley.
Vancouver.
Yep.
Maybe we could get her in the ocean.
Yep.
Let's
She'll
go.
come
She
do
would.
this. I bet. Yeah, she came to Europe with us. It was so much fun.
Yeah, that was a blast.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah. It was
That's
great.
insane.
Yeah, they were hilarious together.
So Jen Rempel is obviously John's wife, who has been the OG forever, but has never gone on one of the trips in like 22 years. It's like, girl, get on the plane and go to BC. So Trin West is where we're going to get her on the plane.
Yeah, that's in
Hopefully.
like a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Big fan.
If not, if we play UBC in playoffs, we'll get her on the plane.
I'm a big fan of that. What are we thinking for the rest of the season? What's the vibe check?
We're on an uphill battle,
Yeah.
honestly. Like, I think we got the fire and we got the determination to like get going.
Yeah, we really got to ride the wave
Yeah.
from this past weekend into UBC.
Absolutely.
I think just keep it going.
Yeah. They're not going to be easy games, like that's
No,
for sure.
None of them.
No, none of them. So, but I believe that our team can do it. It's all about the mindset and the drive. But I think we can do it. We have a lot of skill and a lot of fire. So
Yeah.
I think we got it.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. I'm excited to see how the rest of the season ends up for you guys, because it's almost unheard of back-to-back wins, double OT. It's
Right,
unheard
yeah,
of.
it
that
is.
you got to dig deep for that shit.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
There's no way that you're walking away with wins in double OT if you're not tossing it all on the line there. That's insane. So, okay, let's talk about packing the phlegm.
Yeah.
Pack it.
Let's pack
Let's
it.
just pack the
Come on
phlegm.
already.
What's going on, guys?
Yeah.
Come on.
Because
Get off your couch.
It's free for students.
Get off your couch. It's time to get rolling.
It's time to get out there. Because so here's the thing that I really want to get across in this episode. You guys clearly had a lifetime of hockey.
Yeah.
Love it through and through.
Yeah.
Have traveled, moved away from home. You
Yeah.
travel around playing. This is good hockey.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Yeah.
I remember when I was a rookie and they were like, oh, they can actually play.
Yeah,
and it's
right.
like, give me a break. Come
Yeah.
on. So it's
Yeah.
like, what do you think is going to be the next shift in pushing people, not just to Bisons,
Right.
not just because
Right.
we want more people just watching
course.
women's sports, especially
course.
with U18s just happening, winning
Yeah.
gold, baby.
It was like 10-0. That was
Yeah.
insane. That
Like-
was crazy.
Clearly we're doing something right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I took a picture of it because a girl broke a record.
Yeah.
What do you know what it is offhand?
Did she have?
No,
Is it the one who
don't.
got a Hattie in the first period?
Yes.
Yeah.
Caitlin Kramer sets
Wow.
2 records.
That's insane.
Most goals scored by a Canadians in a single tournament, surpassing Mary-Philip Poulin.
That's so cool.
Wow.
Poulin. No way.
Like,
Legend.
That's amazing.
That's a huge flag.
That's a huge honor.
And fastest 3 goals by an individual at the U18, surpassing Kendall Coyne Schofield.
Wow. Good for her.
Caitlin's
Two
Caitlin's
crushing.
legends.
Caitlin's crushing.
crushing. Is she
her.
also 14?
14 the golden age.
Yeah, is that, like, I should have been on my game at 14,
No, I hit my
guys.
peak at 14.
I think I
That is
hit my
for
peak.
sure.
I wasn't doing that.
Man.
That's unreal. So let's just set the stage here. Let's pack the phlegm.
Pack the flip.
All Winnipeg younger teams? Are we going to go novice to Adam, or are we going to go like, where are we headed? Because I'll do it, whatever it takes.
Anyone.
Yeah, honestly,
Literally anyone.
honestly, like if I like, because I'm from Canada, it's like we don't have like a women's hockey team there that like university wise. Like if I had the opportunity as like a young female, like I would have went and watched.
Right.
Like it's like, oh wow, like this is a possibility for me to play here or like play in this league. Like it would have been so great. So just getting the word out there, like, hey, we're playing university hockey. Like this is like low key the show for us. Like
Yeah.
this is like
Low-key.
low key. This like like you know like this is like highest caliber that
Right.
we can right now. So in Canada, so it's
It's,
Right.
yeah.
It's entertaining hockey too.
Entertain- yeah.
Like my sister played UBC and I would catch those Winnipeg games and I'd want to go back for more.
Yeah.
Like I enjoyed
Yeah.
myself.
That's right.
fast,
Absolutely.
skill. Yeah.
Getting a bus from Regina to come down.
Maybe. Get the fans out.
Get a few flights.
Greyhound.
Get a few flights from BC. Like let's go.
That would be unreal, because I do agree with you guys in the sense of this is the best hockey
Yeah.
being played in the country.
Yeah.
It is amazing. and the work that you guys put in to be able to perform at the level that you guys do is absolutely next level. It's amazing. And we need younger girls seeing it.
Absolutely.
We need younger girls seeing Aimee Patrick go in and just crush somebody in the corner.
Crush somebody in the corner.
ma'am.
Get those garbage goals. Get some gritty in there. Like, she's on it.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, we need that. So I'm whatever it takes to pack the phlegm. I'm all in. So you guys got a light show now too. Like, let's pump the arena a bit here.
The
Like,
lights
let's
are off
are
when we
so
skate
great.
out.
Yeah, we got a
Lights,
whole
big
little
scoreboard.
video going on the scoreboard.
The whole game I just watched from the bench on the scoreboard. Good job, guys.
I mean, everyone's standing up. You can't see anything, so I just gotta
look up.
watch up.
Yeah.
Is there smoke? Is there a smoke show going on? I think there
Is
was
there
one picture.
sometimes?
Maybe it
Yes.
was.
Maybe
I think-
after like an ice game, they still got it going for us.
For us, maybe on Friday nights, the Flam is packed
Yeah.
and ready to go.
My favorite is when the Drunk Bombers fans come after
Yeah.
the game and they're just screaming.
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
We gotta
So
start
good.
advertising at those games.
yeah.
Everybody outside just taking all the drunk people and just like
Yeah.
moving them
into the
over
Flam. Yeah.
to the rink.
Yeah.
It's so true. And honestly, there was a couple times where the Aggies would come out and
They do.
Yeah, we
The
just had
the
entry.
engineers.
The
Yes.
band.
The whole
Yeah.
march band.
Yeah.
The band was like 3 times the size as normally what it is.
Yeah, they
like
had a
this
whole
weekend, it was
Whole-
crazy.
The whole back was blocked
Yeah.
off, and they go
Like,
behind
on
the
their end.
opposing goalie.
It's so
Big
funny.
instrument.
They
It's so
walked
great.
in like 10 minutes into the first period,
Yeah.
and I was like looking at the girls on the ice because I was like, they gotta be distracted by
Yeah.
this. Like,
Yeah.
it was so loud.
Like, I hope that goalie's off her game right now. Like, we gotta get one.
Oh my God. My favorite was there was somebody once that brought a whiteboard to the game so they could change up chirps mid-game.
That's fun. That's
So
fun.
something
amazing.
would happen and you'd see them turn it around, wipe it down real quick, write the chirp and put it on.
That's what I need when I'm sitting.
No, exactly. Yeah.
Toss me the whiteboard. Let's
like
get
upper
going.
bench whiteboard right there for
honestly.
everyone.
That's amazing. So we're gonna pack the phlegm.
Pack
We're
the
gonna, and one thing too that just from an oldie perspective to the youngins is one of the best times I've had was we went and got absolutely rowdy at a Bison volleyball game.
Yeah.
We turned over garbage cans and we were like marching up and down, being like so obnoxious.
Yeah.
They literally thanked us at the brown and gold. They were like,
That's
you guys came out
amazing.
hard. And we're like, you know what? Instead of going to the club, we're always going to go to a Bison game. So
Yeah.
for anybody that's listening that wants to go watch Bison Sports, do it.
Yeah.
Do
Absolutely.
it, do it, do it. And
Yeah.
whoever's taking your photos,
Unreal.
He's so great,
Hey.
Dave.
Noonan.
He's so great.
Let's give a shout out.
Dave.
The videos
great.
too.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
OT goal
fire.
video. I was like, that's pretty
Yeah.
nice. I like that.
that's unreal. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for being a part of the Beauty Sports Desk and Certified Beauties. This has been a cool moment for me. I played there. I loved my time there, and to see such awesome people still continuing on with the program means a lot to me. So thank you guys. We'll do whatever it takes to pack the phlegm. We're all
pack the phlegm.
in.
See you guys there next
Massive
weekend.
ahead.
Yeah.
UBC, make sure to go check it out. And if you do not, please follow us on Instagram.
Smash
what are all
that
this?
follow button.
Smash that
Smash that
follow
like button.
Let's do it. You do that 10 times better than me, bud. Thank you guys all, and we'll see you next week.